Hi, okay. My name's Olivia Smith. I am a graduate of the Eastern Michigan HR program. I graduated in 2021 with my master's in HR and organizational development. I also went to Eastern during my undergrad for a bachelor's of business administration with an HR focus. Um, since then, I have also been involved in Greater Ann Arbor SHRM. I was the student EMU SHRM chapter president. And now I work for Corby Energy Services in Belleville, Michigan, where I subcontractor to DTE. And I get a wide variety of tasks and work that I use my degree in all the time for sure. But basically, I am the HR and payroll administrator. So I do payroll for uh, eight, almost nine companies and around 600 to 650 employees weekly. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, so how many people are there in your department?
Two. I am one
Two.
of two employ or one of two in the HR department for all these people that all have different benefits and all these companies operate differently. So
So you're
it's quite a
working,
challenge.
so you're working the HR and the payroll for them.
Yes.
Okay. And it's just the two of you who do this.
hmm
Okay.
I process payroll weekly. It's union and non-union. And
Mm-hmm.
then my manager helps with like the checks and balances of it. And she is more on the benefit administration side. And then together we work on recruiting, onboarding, talent, um, even like the obscure adjacent things that come with HR. We are involved in immigration. Trying to think what else. I do fringe tracking.
Mm-hmm.
And then just basic like record management, HRIS.
HRIS. Okay, so all this stuff, and you said that you guys have union and non-union employees. So
hmm
how is that experience?
It's good. I'm not super involved in like the behind the scenes aspect, like negotiation, but like I do make sure that we're following the contract, paying people correctly. We work with five or six different unions. So once a month, I also make sure all of their basically their fringes are paid on time. And then just chatting with them if they have questions, they'll call the office sometimes. I started college really early, so some people go out in the workplace and then they come back for grad school, so they understand the quantity, like the magnitude that the field is. I didn't know that because I just went straight through undergrad through grad school. So I guess in that way I didn't quite understand the magnitude, but now that I've seen it, I do see how well the curriculum prepped us for that because
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing that I don't remember like touching on in a class, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as you went to EMU, you said that you did your undergrad with us and then you did your master's. You had internships in between, or it was just continuous?
Um, I was one of the lucky ones that had COVID during grad school. So I was in grad school when COVID happened. So my internships that I was going to do, they got canceled because I
Yes.
was basically in the process of being hired on for a HR internship at a hospital. So they immediately were like, JK, we're canceling that.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I think most of my internships came from Eastern. I had a mutual connection to someone at a foster care center. So I did get a 4 month opportunity with them, just helping them do like some diagnostic techniques, running a survey, um, updating their like employee appreciation survey. And then also did work in the Eastern HR office for a semester, and that was nice as well.
Okay.
With them, I got some experience with the applicant tracking system. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because apparently because they always have it's quite a lot of things and it's union non-union employees it's quite a mix in that office.
hmm
So, okay, so tell us a little more about your journey after EMU, during and after EMU.
Um, let's see. Like my journey during EMU.
During, after, anything related to work that our students would like to
Um,
know.
I would say I blossomed in grad school. Undergrad was cool, but grad school, I really felt like I gained some confidence on taking some more leadership roles. And so that has really helped me post grad. Um, I guess taking that opportunity to be president of EMU SHRM and like attend all these different events. And then at the same time, I met this one guy who owns a talent development company, but he would let me join him at the state level conferences. So I had a great experience going there and competing in the student HR games and then networking with all these like owner operator, like high level HR people.
Mhm.
So that really built my confidence and made me feel like I fit into the field. So by the time I did graduate, like I felt like I had my own community and like at least a decent idea of what I enjoy out of it. But yeah, since then I've been at my role ever since graduating. I've been at Corby 3.5 years. Every year comes with a new skill set. Every day comes with a new challenge. So right now I feel like I'm in my navigation phase where I'm still figuring out all the things that I like to do, the things that I don't like to do, etc.
Okay. And you've been very involved with the Greater Ann Arbor SHRM as well as the Michigan SHRM, right? So
Yes.
tell us about that and tell us about networking.
Yeah. So I have had a role in Greater Ann Arbor SHRM since grad school when I would be on like little committees for event planning. But then once I graduated, there was a opportunity for me to take the secretary position. So I took it and that was great and I loved it. But then after 1 year, because I do payroll, it's hard for me to go to our monthly meetings because payroll I can't skip. It's a Monday, Tuesday thing. But so I switched to diversity director. So I've held that role for the last 2 years. Um, and that one's fun. I think I like that because I get to be a bit more of the kind of like the behind the scenes girl. Like I keep track of events, I help plan events, I just collaborate with the other members on the board. Um, and it's given me like a good, it like fills my cup because it's like extracurricular volunteer work and I enjoy that. I love contributing to like the experience of another person. And so like being able to play a part in having these events and creating them is really nice. As for state level, my goal is to be like get on that board one day. I don't feel ready right now, but that's definitely a long-term goal. In the meantime, I do love networking with them, and this will be my 6th year attending the state level conference. So at this point, I'm getting to know them pretty well.
Okay. So what about other networking? Has networking helped you? Have you met people through your classes, through school,
Mhm.
through other stuff which has helped you in your work?
I think networking has helped me a lot. I have my job because of networking. I have the like ability to go to the conference because of networking. Like a lot of people don't have the courage to just ask others for help or what they need, and the worst anyone can say is no. So I have it's been challenging to like ask for certain experiences, but because I've asked and because I've had the courage to like be like, hey, you're doing that, can I come? Like that's how you get into cool, fun events. That's how you meet cool people that like you, and then they pass your resume along, etc. So my resume got to my current position because of the guy that takes me to the conferences.
Hmm.
So it has, I wouldn't be doing anything that I do without networking.
Just before we started this, you were talking about how it has been hard also because you're an introvert. So how do you work with that?
Um, Alcohol. No, just kidding.
Okay.
That helps. But really, it's sometimes for introverts, especially, you need to act a little. So
Mhm.
maybe step outside your shell, just be welcoming, like approachable, which isn't really that hard to do, but at least like showing some sort of or giving off some sort of aura that you're interested in a conversation with someone helps. Or just maybe if you do struggle with coming up with things to talk about, you can have a little book of pocket prompts and just ask someone out of that book. Um, but generally, for the most part, at least in the HR community, I've never also, no one lets anyone just stay in the corner either. They notice you and they'll ask you questions about you and your career and what you like to do. So even though it can be intimidating, I think it's also super welcoming.
Okay. So now tell me, what makes you tick?
What makes me tick? Like,
Uh-huh.
I think there's an essence of me that does like the thrill and the party. I love when people come together and have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think there's so much pressure on HR with all the work that we do that I love providing experiences and events where the HR person can relax and they have the support system that they need. Because sometimes at the end of the day, you might be an HR department of one or two. Like if you are unhappy, who are you going to talk to? You don't have your own HR. So
Mm-hmm.
having these communities and strong like connections is what I like to help provide to people. Um, I'm not at the top of like any type of totem pole. I'm still pretty in an entry mid-level role. So sure, I can't always offer a student like a solid internship or whatever, but I am always happy to help direct them to someone that I might know has one. So I like playing the middleman. I just love building connections and helping people find their people.
Okay, that's so what did EMU prepare you for? What do you think? Other than the classes.
Yeah. Um, I would say EMU prepares you for networking. I think there's a strong essence of community with EMU, and that's great. It really helped me like see that my ideas and dreams are valued. Um, I've always felt supported. Let's see, definitely study habits. I just recently passed my HR certification exam, and I do not like studying, but I channeled what I learned at Eastern and I passed that thing, so that's great. Um,
So you took the usual classes, right? When you were in our master's program, you took the core
yes.
classes, and the special. What specializations did you take? Did you take any
Um, I took a
specific?
little bit of everything. I loved my information systems course. That was probably one of my favorite ones. And honestly, I think Eastern prepares me for problem solving because there have been plenty of times where I've thought, okay, I'm not a pro at this, but I know something about it. Because especially with the role I have, I don't have like a standard job description. I will look up and I'm probably doing a training or I might be helping solve like, I don't know, kind of a legal case. And I think Eastern helped me develop that creativity to come up with creative solutions. Um, so yeah, I would say problem solving mostly.
Okay. Okay. So what three bits of advice would you like to give our students?
Um, I would say definitely network. Don't block your own blessings by not connecting with people because you don't know what other people have to offer you. Um, be patient with yourself because you don't need to know all the answers. Like if you just give all you've got, how whatever level that is, you have a different amount of your all every day. But as long as you're giving that every day, then you're gonna be fine because people notice when you're trying. And my third bit of advice would be um, while I'm very career focused, like I've always cared about school and career, sometimes you forget to live. So don't forget to like do the things you love because the best way to figure out your favorite part of your job is by living an experience and just figuring out what truly makes you tick.